Brett Goldstein and J.Lo. Just saying. Roy Kent from this guy. J.Lo has had so many leading men. She's literally led with so many men. We're finally down to Brett Goldstein, and they're both single. I am just going to say, I'm going to ask you. I know my position, what I feel, but sex or no sex?
Zero sex.
No sex between the two.
Now, J.Lo likes an alpha male, okay? We were with Diddy the night of that nightclub shooting, and a woman got shot in the face, and the cops hauled Diddy and J.Lo in for questioning. There is a Law and Order about this. It is a vintage Law and Order episode. And J.Lo gets in the interrogation room, and do you know what she said to the cops, Billy? She said, "I need cuticle cream." A woman is in the ER shot in the face, potentially by her rapper boyfriend. And she says, "I need cuticle cream." And the cops went and got it for her. It's one of my favorite J.Lo stories. Ben Affleck, alpha male. This guy, you said Brett Goldstein. My first thought was who?
Yeah.
Then when you showed the photo of them, I said, oh, okay, I know.
That guy.
Yeah. And she keeps at it with these rom-coms, which just every iteration gets worse and more banal. And I don't understand what her fixation with this genre is.
I think the best chemistry she had was the very first one she did with George Clooney, Out of Sight, which is not totally
That is a
rom-com-y.
classic.
That's a classic. There was something there. And then after that, it's been like James O'Loughlin, and where I have no idea where he is. And McConaughey was in one with her, and I think Ed Norton, or I don't know, maybe I'm thinking Ed Norton. Rafe, the guy pronounces it Rafe, but it's Ralph. Rafe Fiennes, Made in Manhattan. I'll never forget that one. That was like 23 years ago. She keeps getting turns at the bat, but she said, of all the guys that you've starred with, who's the best kisser? She said Brett Goldstein.
We got a movie to sell, Billy. It's got to be Brett. It's got to be Brett. She made J.Lo with Ben Affleck. And that was when they first got that. You know that was her best. You know it.
Oh, yeah.
She can't say it, but that's her best. She will never get over Ben, ever.
I know. Will Ben get over her? And I think
I think Ben's over her.
You think so, fully?
I think Ben's over her. I think Ben really wants to be with, as Gwyneth Paltrow once famously said, and I think she was on the nose, Ben's ideal woman is like a 19-year-old Hooters waitress who's got a beer in each hand and is coming at him in a recliner, a Barca lounger.
I always think of Ben like he must. What did it for him is like all the hair and makeup and glam squad people and like publicists that are in his house all the time. She can't go anywhere without a full-on production. And there's Ben with a pair of jeans and a cigarette. Wanting to just, he's easy to go. He's wash and go. He hops in the car. Every time he opened the door for her, like at a restaurant, you could see him like, fuck, go grab the door and slam it and get back in the car. He had enough. He's so sick of these people. And yet, I don't know. What's the impulse? There's an impulse. There's something. They must have great sex. That's all I can.
I think
come
that's
up with.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I think and that can be a very difficult thing to quit. It's like an addiction. It's like a drug addiction. It's like an alcohol addiction. It is an addiction. My favorite paparazzi photos of the Bennifer version 2.0 when they were married, but it was exactly what you're talking about and clearly going downhill.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck parked outside of any given fast food restaurant, stress eating outside of J.Lo's purview.
Oh, do I love that. He loves fast food. He loves cigarettes. He's
a dude from Boston.
Yeah. He's just totally, it's very different than her. And New York, by the way, you got the Bronx and you got, Boston, you got the Sox and the Yankees. There's a lot. They probably made a lot of money together. I will say that.
But, she spent a lot of their money together. And I think this is ultimately what broke them. That documentary she made that was a monument to their love that everyone told them not to make. And she couldn't get funding for it. And she couldn't understand why she couldn't get funding for it. And in said documentary, she's on the phone with Jane Fonda, who is heard telling her, do not make this film. This will destroy your relationship. She spent $40 million, Billy, of their own money to make that documentary.
Oh, poor guy.
And the minute it comes out, it's like, it looks like they're getting a divorce.
Oh, okay, ready? What was the movie J.Lo was in with Jane Fonda?
Monster-in-Law.
Monster-in-Law, totally. There you go. Have you seen Rosie O'Donnell's new facelift? And do you think what I think? Oh, perfect.
I don't know what you think, Billy, but I'm going to say, she is an Irish Catholic girl from Long Island. So there's a part of Rosie O'Donnell I really do get and appreciate. I feel happy for Rosie because I think she is otherwise so miserable. She said part of the reason, she said this on a red carpet interview. One of the reasons I wanted this facelift is basically her face froze that way. Like her mouth was it had frozen in a downturn. She had these entrenched wrinkles on either side of her mouth. And she was like, I wanted to look happier. And so I got a deep plane lower facelift and I got rid of that look. And now I look happy. And I think that's important. I think what you see in the mirror really does set the tone for your day.
You know what? I think it brings it to the masses. The fact that Rosie gets a facelift, I mean, she's no runway model trying to like hang on to her beauty. She just wanted to get rid of this thing. So I think look, every woman I know wants a facelift. Now they're all lining up. They see this Dr. Stephen Levine guy in New York and the stuff he's doing. And Lori Loughlin, she had one recently, and it's fantastic. Oh my God, she was beautiful before and didn't need it, in my opinion. But she got one, and from my sources, 600 G's to get the facelift. That's where the price is going. Whose do you like?
I have a friend who is a doctor and is sort of in that world here on the East Coast, and has said that those prices are ridiculous, and you're paying for the brand name of the doctor.
Oh,
like they're just upcharging you. There's no such thing as like, there's no difference between a $600,000 facelift and like maybe a $200,000 or $100,000 one. But what makes me uneasy is seeing younger actresses doing it, like actresses in their mid 30s. Early 40s. Anne Hathaway was rumored to have one. She denies it. I think she did.
Oh, she did. Lindsay Lohan. I mean, people say she actually looks kind of good.
Well, she had a much harder 20s than Anne Hathaway did, right? I mean, she was really going hard in the paint with the booze and the drugs and all that. So you could see it. But Anne Hathaway sat with Elle magazine and basically said, oh, you know what I do? I do the Croydon facelift. Which, if you don't know what that is, it's named after Kate Moss, who is from Croydon in England. And it's the idea that you just pull up a ponytail very high.
Oh, I saw that you do that and it just, look.
Mm-hmm.
And then you let it down at night and, I don't know. Here's the comment section. Cal Jury says, Rosie actually looks good because she still looks like a human. No one likes marionette lines and jowls. It's the bane of any woman. If she tells the truth. Ladies, here's my cat. It's Karen. Ladies, look into PDO threads instead of a facelift. I have hundreds in my face over the last 5 years. I love them. Also PRP instead of lip filler. Okay. Getting all kinds of great advice here. Have you seen, there is concern out there. You get these items that are bullshit, and then you get the ones that are real, like Jason Sudeikis is his Ted Lasso co-star Hannah Waddingham is calling him a difficult guy. That's not true. She's just saying, I mean, it's clickbait. He's just pretty intense about how he writes the scenes, so that's bullshit. But Anna Faris making sort of this appearances for this Scary Movie 6, She looks skeletal to me. Didn't look well, and the mind is kind of all over the place. You can roll a little bit of that, Steve.
This has been a journey.
What?
This has been a journey, right?
They keep telling me to stop crying, but I'm like, this scary movie. I had a violent origin story in the eyes, and being like, you picked me. I didn't believe you. For so long.
That's too much Ozempic on a person that doesn't need Ozempic, is my opinion. I don't know. Everybody's on the jab.
You gotta trust yourself.
I think this is drugs and alcohol, and it's all in the eyes. The eyes are vacant.
Yeah.
They look blurry. She's slurring her words. She looks like she's
look
having
at that.
trouble moving her mouth properly. We're wearing sunglasses to hide what we're on, I believe. So I don't know if the extreme weight loss is a GLP-1 or what seems to me an active drug addiction, but I find this so alarming, Billy. And what I find really alarming about it is like the entertainment media is like, hey, Anna, how are you feeling on the red carpet? It's like, it's obvious something is deeply wrong here.
I know. That's why I can't do it. I was doing, when I started Hot Mics, I was still hosting Extra, and I'm like, I just can't do it. I can't just go read bullshit and, not address what people are actually thinking about and then go do it.
Right.
And then you keep,
Right.
and the next night you're back in there going, what's the W? And it's all bullshit. This is
and
why.
people can see this. We can all see what this is.
Yeah.
It feels very Britney Murphy. It reminds me really of Lisa Marie Presley, those last appearances she was making on the Globe's red carpet. She had to be held up.
I was the last person to interview her on the Globe's red carpet for Extra because we were in the final position before the door. And I was so weirded out. I didn't know what to do. I kind of panicked. I didn't feel it was appropriate to say, hey, what, are you okay? I was just like, whoa. And I helped her down the thing. And my energy said it all, but.
Oof.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was really tough. And, it's kind of like, you think about the apparatus that surrounds these celebrities, and there's not one person in their world who says, you know what, I think we skipped the red carpet tonight.
Yeah. It's just, that's the thing. Yeah. Oh, God, you know what I don't miss about TV too is the fucking publicists. Oh my God, the publicists are so brutal. They used to threaten. If you ask this question, we're going to and now it's just, I think it's probably the reason why, what we all do is part of the reason why the TV shows don't get anybody.
That's exactly why they're dying. E! News will be signing off for good in September, I believe. Access Hollywood is done. It is, over at the Nerve, our asteroid is hurtling right at Entertainment Tonight. We want to destroy them. They did a segment on Amanda Bynes, the former child star, who has disfigured herself. She was so cute and sweet looking and had so much light in her eyes. And she has disfigured herself. She's shaved off her eyebrows, Billy. Yeah. She's got a heart tattoo on her face. Entertainment Tonight the other night does a segment. It's Amanda Bynes' weight loss journey. And Amanda's posting herself to social media like, hey guys, I'm on pace to make my goal weight on my GLP-1s. And Entertainment Tonight is doing a cheerleading package about this instead of the actual story, which is what happened to this former child star over at Nickelodeon, which was run reportedly, allegedly, by a well-known pedophile. Mm-hmm. What happened to this girl to turn her into someone who's destroying herself from the outside in and is a walking cry for help? But no, she's on her weight loss journey. All's great.
This is what they do. They do it with Britney Spears for years and years. And I remember at Extra, they almost had a heart attack when I said, I'm not going to read that. I'm going to tell the truth. I have a friend who was engaged to Britney Spears. I know what her problem is. It is Adderall. She has an Adderall addiction, and she has for years. And she would get it to the therapist, and the massage people would come in, and the makeup people, and while the conservatorship had it, they made sure that she couldn't get it. She would sneak it in through these people, and she's been on it forever. And that's and what that does to your brain after abuse for years and years is what her problem is. And it's like this Free Britney movement comes, and they support the Free Britney movement, and they're trying to, okay, Free Britney. Maybe the dad is not the best, but let's find something, because without guardrails, she's in serious, serious trouble, and nobody would call it out. But when you come over to a place like this, you can.
Exactly. And Billy, why do you think it is? Britney is like the one figure that the mainstream media will discuss honestly, right? Like she's a danger to other people. She just got arrested for driving under the influence. But when it comes to some of these other actresses, pop stars, whatever, they just turn a blind eye. Is it simply money? Is it simply we've got a movie franchise? We've got part 6. We've got to prop this up.
It's publicists who leverage, right? I can't tell you how many publicists I've had say to me, if you do anything, I swear to God, you are never talking to George Clooney. So they can play in their stable. You mess with one, you mess with them all, which really is the narcissism of publicity. Now it becomes about that power publicist, not who you're talking to. You're working with them.
What do you think will happen? So the big rumor that, and it's well sourced from within Taylor's camp, Taylor Swift, that Taylor is planning to marry Travis Kelce at Madison Square Garden. And I believe this sourcing, because it's being reported in mainstream respected news outlets, is coming from Taylor's publicist, Tree Payne. And I don't believe it for a second. I don't think they're getting married at Madison Square Garden. New York City's police commissioner basically laughed that rumor off on Monday at a presser. But what happens? Do reporters then say to Tree Payne, when this does not come to pass, hey, you really effed us on this story. We have egg on our face. You fed us a lie, and we don't care. If Taylor wants privacy, she can John F. Kennedy Jr. got married in privacy, okay? If he could figure it out, Taylor Swift could figure it out. If Julia Roberts could figure it out, Julia Roberts married her husband, Danny Moder, over a July 4th weekend, like 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Nobody knew until after the fact.
Right.
They released one wedding photo. That was it.
Is this, what would be the point of putting something like that out? Is it a distraction here? Keep your eyes on this. Maybe this will happen so they can go do it in private. Or someone like Taylor Swift, who's so close to her fans, to invite them all. I mean, what is a greater tribute to your fans than invite them to your wedding instead of family and friends, but then you don't. So that was kind of it. Then it's a bait and switch. So I don't understand what the benefit of that story being pushed out is.
I don't either. It feels like a very clumsy psyop, right? Like, can we get the population to buy this line of BS?
Yeah.
How dumb are they?
Well, we'll see. Maureen, what's coming up on the Nerve?
Coming up on the Nerve tomorrow, on the Nerve at Night, we've got our pal Rob Shooter for My Money, the best in the business.
Robert Shooter, Billy, I can't really tell you, but okay, fine. I'll tell you.
I have two favorite Rob expressions, but I think my favorite one is hitting the phones. It's so old school. He'll be like, the story broke, so I started hitting the phones. I just love him so much. And everybody at the Nerve loves Rob.
Know him forever. Yeah, say hi.
I will. And thank you so much for having me on your show. It's been so much fun.
I appreciate it. I look forward to coming back in on the other side. You have to, I think
we can't wait to have you.
We'll find a day to join.
Plans are afoot.
All right. Lots of love, Maureen. Give my best to Megan, too, and everybody there. You're doing a great job, as they say, a terrific job. Probably.
Thanks, Billy. Don't jinx me.
Some people say better than Megan, but I'm not one of them. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, my God, Billy.
I mean, I really
never. I am a baby in this space.
I know.
We are a baby show.
If you're gonna really do a Trump, you have to pit people against each other. So I have to create tension between you and Megan where it doesn't exist. Thank you, Maureen.
Understand. Thanks, Billy.
Great chatting with you.